sweater with Kathleen Dames. We're on spring hiatus right now, but I'll still be sharing some fun things with you every week until we're ready to knit our second sweater together when season 2 starts in May. Hello my friends, and welcome to Spring Hiatus episode 1. As you know, we finished up our first season of the sweater. We finished up the solstice cardi, and while I'm on a little break, we will be having episodes where I'll introduce you to. We'll have episodes where I'll share some other exciting things with you. Today, I thought I'd share a few other patterns that you might be interested in now that you've conquered the solstice cardi. So I am wearing the Block Party Cardigan, which was published in Knitty in first fall 2014. So it's a free pattern. You can find the pattern on Knitty, of course, and you can find more information about it on the Ravelry page for this pattern. And it's a great other cardigan, similar to Solstice in that, you know, it's got the integrated button band, it's worked bottom up. The interesting thing is that the yoke is worked sideways and with short rows to shape it around the body. So if you're looking for your next challenge, this might be a great possibility for you. Also, the sample that I'm wearing was knit with commercial yarn for the sleeves and the body, and then the yoke is knit in hand spun. So it's a great opportunity to use up, you know, say 1 skein of yarn for the yoke, something special. The cool thing about the garter stitch yoke is that it breaks up the color. So if you have one of those crazy skeins of yarn that you just had to have but you didn't know what to do with it, this might be the perfect opportunity to put it to good use, have it up near your face. The short rows and the garter stitch tend to sort of break up all the stitches and mix them together. And the sleeves and the body are very straightforward knitting. This, as written, it does not have any waist shaping, but feel free to throw some in. You know how to do it now that you've mastered the solstice cardi. Another cardigan that is a lot of fun is the Pomegranate Cardi. And again, it's worked bottom up, fingering weight yarn. We're all used to that by now. I should have said that the Block Party Cardi is also in fingering weight yarn. Integrated button band, and it's a raglan yoke, which you know how to do. However, it's got this squared off neckline, so we hold some stitches back on the needle and work back and forth around, and then pick up a few stitches, just this stretch here, when we do the final edging. And the edging is all seed stitch, the collar, cuff, and hems, and the button bands, so that it really matches beautifully to these cables. They're very simple cables, I promise, and they're filled with seed stitch and they look like a cut pomegranate. The yarn for this one I used is a beautiful sparkle yarn from Woolly Wonka. It's Arian Road Sock, and this one is the Byzantine colorway, and it's got bits of gold stellina in it. So if you can find one of those sparkly sock yarns, it's a perfect way to use it. The reason I chose this yarn is I was inspired by the unicorn tapestries at the Cloisters Museum here in New York City. And those tapestries use amazing yarn, wool. They're tapestries, they're woven, but along with the wool are bits of gold and silver that would have shimmered in the candlelight when the tapestries were first created. So I thought that would be a nice way to bring in a little extra special bit to this pattern. And it's a pretty straightforward cardigan with your raglan shaping. It doesn't have any waist shaping. I found that this yarn, it also has silk in it, and that had enough drape for me. However, if you're using a different yarn, you might want to throw in some waist shaping, and you can do that. You know how to do it now, right? We've done it together. You know your measurements, and you are ready to go on something like this. And the other thing that Jane is wearing today is what I call the SlimeAid stole. And it's a really fun bias knit stole, and it has panels of stockinette and reverse stockinette separated by these double eyelet rows, and it's fully reversible. It was knit with about 800 yards of a lace weight yarn, and I love this stole. I wear it all the time. I wear it sort of wound up the way I had it on Jane here. as a scarf, and it's really light and yet it's really cozy. It could certainly be knit in something other than wool, but I think wool really does the trick. And you can see it highlights the stockinette and the reverse stockinette, and it's just, it's not a hard knit, but it produces a really awesome shawl. So I highly recommend. This is the SlimeAid stole and the Pomegranate Cardigan, and they are both part of the Unicorn Tapestries collection. And in a minute, I will show you a couple of other pieces from the Unicorn Tapestries collection. All right, and so the other two patterns from the Unicorn Tapestries collection are the Thistleleaf shawl and the Thistleleaf pullover, and they both use the same beautiful lace pattern. It's sort of a geometric lace. It's really fun to work if you're ready for some lace. It's not terribly complicated. It's charted and written out for you. And in the shawl, it's a wide triangle shawl. And what I like about a wide triangle shawl is it's great for wearing bandit style, you know, sort of around your neck with the point in front, filling in the collar of your coat. It's just really, really lovely. And this one is knit in Julie Asselin's Millis yarn. It's single ply fingering weight. So it uses one skein, and big portion of the shawl is stockinette. So it's really simple knitting. And then the lace is really logical. And like I said, I've charted it and I've written it out for you. And then once you've mastered the lace here, why not try it in the round in the Thistleleaf pullover, which, similar to the Solstice Cardi and to the Pomegranate Cardi, is also raglan yoked. And again, I'm using that the center double decrease is used for this raglan shaping. And what I like about this is that we've got the lace on the body, and then we've got some really simple stockinette sleeves with a turned cuff. So it's got a purl row and you turn it under. And it's a very simple, elegant pullover, a great layering piece, wear it with a tank top or a t-shirt, and even a long sleeve t-shirt if the weather's cold. It's got this simple rolled neck. It's very delicate. And it's just very simple and pretty. You could even, I suppose, do the back in stockinette as well, but I like the lace and the contrast between the lace and the stockinette. So that's a few of the patterns that I thought you might enjoy now that you are a master sweater knitter. Once you've done the Solstice Cardi, all of these sweaters are definitely within your skill set, and the shawl and the stole too. So I hope you've enjoyed seeing a few of these pieces on me and Jane, and I'll be back next week with some more patterns to share with you, as well as a few little knitting tips and tricks as we get ready for season 2. Remember, season 2 is coming in May. Sign up now at KathleenDames.com/thesweater to be on the mailing list, to be the first to know when the pattern is ready for you. Thanks so much for being here, and happy knitting. Bye.